Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. Huh. Let's talk about Michael for a minute. Now, in a lot of ways, I feel like I kind of have to repeat myself to some extent because there's new people that's not there watching this show every day. I want to sit there and remind people just how acidine this whole plan is. Because everything that Michael says is just completely and utterly ass backwards. The fact that he actually says at one point that with Sonny being in prison, his family will be safe, it's like, I feel like it's a decredit to the character. He grew up in that my life, okay? He knows how that works. He knows that he walks those streets, safe and sound. People don't try him because he's connected to Sonny. He's connected to Sonny. Point blank, period. What's also really funny is that apparently he must have forgot about that whole ambush thing that happened when Cyrus Renault decided in one day to take out all the family, or at least a majority of them, because Sonny was away. I mean, that in itself was an issue, and you would think, yeah, I remember the last time Sonny was actually away. This guy tried to shoot us all up. Just gonna totally forget about that. But just in general, he should know at this point how the mob works. It makes no sense. Let's just sit there and think about this for one hot minute. When you are having a damn near dying cancer patient, your wife that is literally in stage 4, begging and pleading with you the ideals of something that you should already know, how your sisters would need you, how you are dividing the family, how it's so selfish of you to sit there and go on this vendetta because you just have to put him away and you're going to make your family sit there and choose between you and him. I mean, it's just trying to appeal to his good nature, because it's not like he doesn't have a good nature, but trying to appeal more to his common sense. The fact that you actually have this woman who is literally struggling to stay alive, trying to convince him just how stupid and idiotic his plan is. I mean, usually when I'm sitting there watching these scenes with Michael and Willow, it's just like, oh, great, another scene with those two. How riveting. But it was almost comedic at this point. And again, kind of bringing the character down on the level of stupidity. That even if you're not a Michael fan, you gotta be sitting there looking at this like, bro, this is stupid. You know this is stupid. And the fact that you're writing this character this dumb is just insulting to us. It is. Nina and Sam. Nina and Sam. Nina was meant to ask them about the wedding because Sam officiated, because for some odd reason that made sense to people. The writers and apparently other people. It made acidine sense to me, but whatever. So she talks about the wedding. And at some point, they start asking questions as far, they start talking. Well, no. Sam is like, yeah, the wedding was really great. And then the SEC came and ruined it. So Nina was like feeling guilty because you ruined your daughter's wedding towards the end. So, good job on that. Now, it gets to a point where she's talking about how Willow's worried and everything like that. And, Nina's like, oh, she has, what did she say? She finally felt the mother that she never had. And I'm like, bro, if you just would have treated her with if you would have treated her with a monocle of respect instead of bullying her, being nasty to her from jump, you might would actually have that chance. But that's just not in you. That's not in your DNA. That's just not. And why would it be? You grew up rich your entire life. Now, don't get me wrong. There's people that can grow up rich and still actually be decent people. Who never really comes across as super entitled like Nina does. I mean, just to kind of skip ahead a little bit, when Josh was there talking about Spencer, and she was there saying that Spencer was an entitled brat, and Dex made a comment like, "Oh, so you sent this saying you're not like that?" She's like, "Yeah, well, I grew up with money too, and I did want things my way, but like I was nowhere near as bad as him." And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." Now it's really funny in a live stream. Somebody was meant to mention because John's been getting a lot of smoke, right? I've been giving her a lot of smoke. Kyrie's, a lot of people have been giving her a lot of smoke, right? I sit there and remember there was a time where Christina was just like hell on wheels in the worst way. And man, you imagine if I was actually doing reviews back then? Oh my god, I was sat there and gave that woman so much fire. I would have enjoyed every minute of it, but still. I just want to kind of throw that out there. But, she's always like, oh, she found the mother that, that she never had. And, then she talks about how Carly messed up, and yet, I'm sitting there trying to sit there and do my best, but yet she messes up, and Willow's still worried about her. Like, what kind of messed up stuff is that? And yeah, we can go kind of sit there and go back and forth about that, but Sam is like, listen, that's just her perspective, you know? And of course, Nina's all like, but I'm her mother. Okay, all right. I mean, that's cool. Y'all share DNA. So I mean, that's like, means absolutely nothing. And Sam was like, well, you know what? Listen, I felt the same way about Alexis, and she was like, it took time, space, a lot of try and error, you know. And I'm like, you need to sit there and listen to her. You need to sit there and understand that she didn't have a good relationship with her mother as well. Of course, if we're going to be honest, Alexis was nowhere near the train wreck that Nina is. Alexis had her own issues, and some of the stuff I wasn't a huge fan of, the way she sat there and judged Sam about how she lived her life and everything, and she wanted to sit there and be her idea of a daughter and whatever. But Sam was like, you need to sit there and ask Carly. You need to ask Carly for help to help bridge that gap. Instead of sitting there going tit for tat, being like, who did what worse, put her needs ahead of your own. You see in the preview, she does sit there and ask her. She does sit there and ask her. So, you're gonna sit there and say it's up to Carly at that point. Carly gonna sit there and put her vendetta and everything like that aside to really help her out, or is she just gonna sit there and be petty? Because again, as much as I like Carly, I will sit there and go back to the fact that she could have called her, let her know that her daughter life wasn't looking so good, and she didn't, and I was wrong of her. And I stand by that 100%. As much as I don't like Nina, right is right and wrong is wrong. I'm gonna sit there and tell. Some of the stuff that Diane was there asking Sonny just seemed so out of pocket. Like, when Sonny was like, I want to sit there and help, and Diane was like, I can't tell you, you're not married there anymore. And then she was like, why do you even care? Why do you even care? Like, did you really just sit there and ask this man, why does he even care? Lady, they literally sat there, they shared kids together. And what kind of annoys me is that Diane is a lot smarter than that. Okay, she's more on point when it comes to us asking such a stupid and asinine question like that. So I'm kind of just like, why are you writing her like that? Why do you care? And then she comes out with another out of pocket thing. Well, if Carly goes to jail, you get Donna all for yourself and you can raise her with Nina. Diane, I'm gonna need you. I need you to stop for a minute. You've been repping this man for how long? You saw the backs and the forths and the argues and the fights and the makeups and the breakups and everything. You've been there for all that. And you really think that what this man wants is his best outcome is for her to go to jail and for him to sit there and raise Donna with Nina. Why are you writing Diane this way? I mean, that's just out of pocket. It literally makes no sense. But they get to a point when they talk about discrediting the the witness, the rat, and talk about maybe there would be a deal because they want Drew, they don't want Carly. They're using Carly as leverage to get the Drew. And if Carly would sit there and sell out Drew, which we all know that she won't, so time will tell. Um, what else happened? Oh, it's more just Jocelyn Smith there worried about Spencer and telling stories and everything like that. But when he's not acting like an entitled tool, he can actually be a decent person. And you know what? I 100% agree. As much as I do not like Spencer, I don't like his entitled ways. I don't like that. I find it to be pretty irritating and annoying. I've seen he's had sides where he can actually be a decent character, mostly with Trina. Um, but sometimes I feel like the annoyance that he does will outweigh some of the good stuff that he does do, depending on the episode and the way I'll sit there and speak about it. Trina doesn't want to leave. She's like, we should stay. Valentine's like, we gotta go. Um, Now they do sit there and say there's a body. Trina's happy it's not Spencer, it's Victor. And Valentine, long story short, Valentine's like, yo, listen, I'm happy you stayed away from me. You always said that you were looking at me from the shadows and protecting me. I am so glad that you never stepped foot in my life. But Valentine and the other guy is like, yo, listen, we gotta go. We gotta go now. And she's like, no, we gotta stay. I was like, no, 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 no. Trina, if you wanna stay, that's fine. That child will be going back to Port Charles. Okay? You wanna stay, get a hotel, whatever you gotta do, that's fine. I understand that. You wanna make sure he's okay and whatever. That child is going to Port Charles. Okay? Long story short, as they're leaving, I think Curtis is there. I know Laura's there. Spencer came back unharmed, and that was it. So if you're, and I'm not saying that stupid name, but if you're a Spencer and Trina fan, you're gonna like it. So I'll sit there and say that much. Um, mm, hmm, yep. Um, they said that Drew and Lisa was coming back, so Willow will get the transplant. Drew is going to have a hell of a time when he gets back to Port Charles. They're all going to be sitting there blaming Ned. Even Brooklyn, which I'm just like, damn, bro. Listen, when this whole thing comes to light and you find out that Ned didn't do it, you better sit there and apologize to that man. I don't want to sit there and say you better beg, but you better, well, she can't sing. You better write a poem or something. Get the pen and paper or something. Use pencil. Give a damn. You want to do something. Um. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. Can't really think of anything else. So, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.